Undisputed, the Mexican Monster Pack out now.
Boxing King Media, we're here with the cult leader. 3 months since we last spoke, and that was on a Zoom call where you were slightly, I don't know if you was drunk or not. Was you drunk that day?
Yeah, it don't really take much because I kind of mix, different things. So it has more of an effect. So I don't really drink that much. I had a kind of Strongbow last night, 4.5%. So it's kind of weak in it.
It was about 5 in the morning. We did a prediction to, I can't remember if it was a prediction to Eubank Jr. Benn. I'm not sure if I ever got a prediction out of you because we kept going off track. But other than that, we'll come back to Eubank Jr. Benn. But what you've been up to, because your followers are always like wanting to know what's Time Booth up to. In fact, before we even talk about what you've been up to, just for clarity, we're in a shisha lounge in Sheffield. Let's shout them out, Dubai Nights in Sheffield. What a spot. They've turned the music off for us. They let us record, not like Meadowhall.
Yeah, the security tried to get us out of there, but it's a bit more chilled out in here, having a nice little Pakistani tea and a shisha. Oh. Yeah, they got a bottle of water in the toilets, I've just seen, to really clean yourself. So it's impressive so far, isn't it?
What do you think of the tea?
Yeah, it's all right, It tastes nice. You told me that day, put it on the hob, the water. So my kettle broke about 3 weeks ago because I put the kettle on, it didn't have any water in it. It's a rocky move. I don't normally do that, but yeah, the kettle bust up, so I'm about to try and make a tea this way, It's just quite nice.
To people who have probably never tried Asian tea, how would you describe it?
It tastes all right. It's hard to put like a, word to a taste.
Is it like a Costa?
It's just nice. It's quite nice. But yeah, what are you up to?
Chilling, mate. I just thought we were due a long catch up, and it's good to finally grab you. You're looking well. Most importantly, you're looking like you're slim. The hair's like, have you had a fresh haircut? Because every time I ask you for an interview, you disappear for a few hours, and I just think you've gone and done a haircut.
Yeah, I've had all kind of hairstyles over there. I used to have dreadlocks, when I was a kid, and like people would stare at me, and I'd have all like insects, like stuck in my dreadlocks and all that, really, really unhygienic.
Why would you have insects stuck in your?
Just flying. Obviously, when it's hot, there's insects all over the place, isn't there? So I just kind of got rid of them. I cut them off like one by one, to try and make it subtle. Because to go from like having loads of dreadlocks to just like having a bald head, it's a bit of a shock to the system. So I cut off a few a day. But people start to notice, when I've only got like 4 dreadlocks left on the back of my head. But yeah, long gone.
Long gone.
Yeah.
Before we get into the deep conversation, it's worth letting people know Adventures of a Retired Boxer returns this weekend, Sunday evening. I'm not sure what time, but keep an eye out Sunday. The members, the ones that are still left on the channel, will get exclusive access to season 2, episode 1. If you remember the last episode, we left it with Tyan about to eat a snail in Morocco. So you'll have to wait and see what happens on Sunday. That's for the members. If you want to watch what happens, you can still join up Boxing King Media as a member. Pay that £2.99, which will fund some more cups of tea for Tyan and another shisha pipe.
How much is that?
It's free.
Oh, freebie, yeah? Are you sure? That's his eyes.
Oh, come on, Chance. The juices are coming out, man.
Bro, that's his eyes. What am I going to do? Eat some eyeballs?
Lick it.
What's
Lick
that?
it to start with. It's a pitchfork to stab it in.
Oh, stab it off, yeah?
Come on, get it in your mouth. Why are you hijacking my driver for, man? Nicky, that doesn't matter. He wants to do... We're doing a business deal with him, and you interrupting it. What's the matter with you? He's jealous that he's got business. What's going on? No, bro, drive us, yeah? You, what's the matter with you guys, man? Well, you want to do something?
Yeah, I don't really promote this series, these episodes, find them a bit cringe, but, when like Muslim women, with hijabs, come up to me in the streets and say, oh, I've seen the video of you in Wakey Wines. Can you train my kids and all that? Gives me a bit of a boost and makes me think, yeah, let's get some more videos done with Boxing King Media.
It shows you how far that content's reached.
Yeah, a couple of... Did I tell you about the junkie couple, the white junkie couple in Sheffield?
No,
came up
tell
to
me.
me, bigging up the series.
What did they say?
I was just talking about Harold Graham and like Naz and all that. They're like Sheffield people, aren't they? So I was just talking about boxing, Ingalls, whatever. And then it was bigging up the series, so... Yeah.
So the series was with Prince Patel. I'll probably start with him before I ask you what you've been up to. Are you still in touch with Patel?
No. When we was in Morocco, me and him had a little arm wrestle. He beat me in an arm wrestle. I didn't really like him. He was a bit annoying. He was saying off camera, yeah, I know you'd beat me in a boxing match. But I just want to try and get in on your hype. I'm not saying I've got hype, but obviously you've got a decent channel. He wants to try and worm his way in. He's hanging around misfits, isn't he? You know, trying to get on that. But it's like, you know, this so-called history maker. Why is he not in demand? You know what I mean? Why is he not on these platforms or somebody's snapping him up, you know what I mean? If he's a history maker.
He's had some beef with Joe Laws recently, trying to get that fight.
Yeah.
Do you think he beats Joe Laws?
I'm not interested. This is what I'm saying. I don't really pay attention to Joe Laws. I don't know who that is. Prince Patel's barely known, you know what I mean? He's a so-called history maker. Why is he begging to get on shows then? Shouldn't they be approaching him? So, yeah, you see, like his dad sold him into slavery. So obviously there might be some issues there with him, you know, where he needs attention or so. I don't know. Like I'm not really bothered about trying to work it out, you know what I mean? Because I'm not interested enough in him. But I took a picture of me and him when we was in Morocco. You know, put it on Instagram, but then I like took it down, like, you know, the next couple of days.
Do you reckon they could make a movie on him? Because like that story's quite powerful. His dad tried to sell him into slavery, and then he's gone from that being almost sold. I'd love to know how much he was trying to sell him for. I don't think we ever got a figure, whether it was rupees or pounds, whatever it was. I'd love to know what it was.
Yeah, but I don't even know if that story's true about him getting sold into slavery. Because he was saying on camera, you know, that he would mess me up and do this and that, and then off camera he's like, yeah, I know you'd beat me. Just trying to get, but he might just be saying that to try and lure me in so he can damage me. But it's little Prince Patel, innit?
It's a powerful
when
story.
he used to argue with Sonny Edwards. You know, these little men. What does Cesaro say about the little fighters? We're not interested in them.
Well, he's not little. He's a welterweight now.
Yeah, but it's what I mean. You're giving it too much airtime. You know what I mean? So.
Well, if that story.
There's no news though. Where's to go with this guy then? Where's to go?
I don't. Maybe some.
As the story evolved with him winning this IBO title, you know what I mean? What was he boxing for? WBC Ghana titles now or something?
I'm not sure.
Exactly. You're not sure, and you're in boxing. You're the biggest channel. You don't even know what he's doing. So I don't know why you're talking about him.
I'm talking about.
You can do obviously, but it's like he's kind of dead.
Well, you did a series with him which was received quite well by a select audience, and we was hoping to reach out to a wider audience. I think we reached some people. I think we did like over 250,000 views across the entire season 1 series, which is about 30 odd episodes. So hopefully season 2 will be another 20-30 episodes, and that will, depending on the success of that, it'll kind of see if we can do some more stuff. And we're still waiting for Hex Toys to drop another bag. He's disappeared.
He's disappeared, man. But there's loads of like I just told you about that guy who gave me a few grand, you know, and I took the money, went to Fort Ventura, trained at the Ingle gym in Fort Ventura, which I never went to, you know, when I was boxing myself. Went over there, had a good session, did a live stream. It paid for a third of the holiday. Got some nice sun. You know what I mean? So.
Is that why you still got a
I had a good time. I went on the scooters around the beach. There was like a big punch bag, you know, on the beach. So yeah, it's something different. And I went on my own as well. You know, tick that box off, travel out, because I was always going away with Dominic Ingle. First time I went away was with Brendan.
Mad.
You know, when I boxed in Lanzarote in my 5th fight, I was unbeaten. And then Brendan said, do you want to go to Lanzarote? I was like, yeah. Because he always used to say to us, like, you're going to win, lose, draw, get ripped off, but you're going to learn. You're not going to get beat up. So I wanted to go down the sort of Johnny Nelson route, you know, fighting anybody. You know, some pussies in the gym, they just box bomb after bomb after bomb, build up a record, step up a little level and then get beaten, and you never hear from them again. Obviously, I didn't make it in boxing, did I, in the end? But there's different factors. There's like, look at the dads. Chris Eubank, you know, there's a story there, isn't there? You know, like Connor Bomb, you know, Naz's sons, there's a little story. So it wasn't really a story for me. I didn't really sell tickets. I boxed on a car flush undercard, sold 40 tickets. What's that, about $1,000? Pay my opponent 800, couple £100. I boxed a guy called Peter Dunya, a journeyman. And I was asked to like, not stop him. You know, because he had a fight a week later. So my manager was saying, oh, don't stop him, just mess about with him. So I went in there like 4 rounds, just messing about, you know, doing all that silly stuff, like that Benn Shittaker, you know, messing around. And I got booed out of the arena, you know, in Nottingham. And it was hard to sell tickets, you know, because I was just pissing about. And David Hay was sat ringside, like shaking his head. I should have just gone in there and just stopped him. Why do I care if he's got a fight next week? Because when you get stopped, you can't box for 28 days. But what's that got to do with me? And him missing out on his fight a week later, this journey, man. It's not my career, is it?
Why didn't you?
So I should have smashed him, because I told you my manager was saying, just mess about with him. Just fiddle about with him. So I did, doing the shuffle and all that. All that flashy stuff is good. Naz used to do it, but he used to knock him out at the end, didn't it? Or the second round.
Tell me about Brendan. I'm interested to know this story. So what was it like? A legendary figure that's long gone now. What was the experience like jumping on the plane with you? Were you sat next to him on the plane?
I can't remember like if we were sat on the plane, but...
What was your accommodation like? What was it like going through airport, checking with him?
Well, there was like a little corner man called Ian Grant, who Lee Wood went to, you know, when he left the Ingle gym. He was just like a little pad man. He was there as well. So he was like spending a lot of time with Brendan. I just went off and did my own thing. But yeah, I got robbed. Okay,
so you've not done anything, not done many lives. You know, you're doing lives literally every other day. So tell the fans, what have you been up to? Are you still in Sheffield? Are you at the bed seat? Are you in Notts? Where the fucking hell are you now these days?
I've been camping, you know, like Dominic Ingle. Been in a tent in Nottingham, Airbnbs, hotels, living like a traveller. Billy Joe Saunders.
Sounds like homeless, that.
No, it's not. It's just like an adventure. Because I was just sick of like sitting in the bed, sitting in Sheffield, you know, drinking and smoking on my own. I'm not from there. I don't really know people there. I didn't speak to my neighbours. I didn't know them. I didn't want to know them. Yeah? I just kept myself, because I only moved to Sheffield to box. Obviously that didn't work out. So when the boxing ended, when I was about 35, when I got kind of kicked out of boxing for a tweet, I just got onto YouTube, you know, and tried to build it up, you know, build up that money. And I've had all kinds of people giving me all kinds of amounts of money, you know, buying merch and all that, selling Be Safe condoms. So I've done all right, you know, a bit of entrepreneurial shit.
You're still selling them?
Yeah, but they don't really fit properly. I tried one on, it was just too tight.
It sounds like an issue with manufacturing that.
Yeah.
Tell me about the tent side of things. You're telling me you're living in a tent. That like I said, that sounds like you're homeless.
Yeah, but I told you that I've just not long come from the bedsit, you know, in Sheffield, so I'm not really homeless, but we're just trying out a few different things. I got a job, nice little job. You know what I mean? Stay busy, socialise, connect, make some connections. I've connected with some people, you know, and they've been giving me different things.
So I think we want to know like your last few months living in Airbnbs in Nottingham, living in tents. Just describe a typical night living in a tent in Nottingham. Like where on earth is this tent? In a park? In a field?
Yeah, it's sort of like next to the river where my uncle actually drowned, you know what I mean?
Oh, is this the one where he ran from that burglary?
Yeah, he tried to swim across the river to the other side to get away from the police, but he kind of drowned. You can say it's self-inflicted. But yeah, that's where I put the tent up. And it's like Skid Row. You know, in America, you know, I'd got those homeless people in the tents. It's a bit like that, but for me, it's just an adventure, you know, like us going to Morocco or Dublin. It's just like that.
You doing any fishing there?
Yeah, I'm not really a fisher, you know.
No?
I'm not really, but I wasn't a camper, a tenter, until I was. So.
What have you been eating? Do you get takeaways?
Oh, when I'm in the tent?
Yeah.
Yeah, just because it's near the city, so there's a lot of choice. There's a lot of choice, man.
People talk about not.
I like it. I like being able to just like be in a tent, get the phone out, start streaming, make a bit of money. You know, talk a bit of BS, go around interviewing like homeless people, and just randomers, seeing what it's like to live on the streets, stuff like that. You know what I mean? You know, Brendan taking in disadvantaged kids. Did he get funding for doing that? You know, grants and stuff. Because he's doing like a service for the community, innit? So it's quite interesting.
Well, people talk about Nottingham not being very safe. So when you're living in a tent, I can't imagine that being safe. Anybody could break in at any time. So
Yeah.
have you had any issues like that?
But that's what I was thinking, like, somebody could just throw a brick on the tent. You know what I mean? And the tent's kind of saggy, so the brick could go through. There's a guy who's got a tent next to mine, and he said that he put up his tent. Then he went to the shop.
You got a neighbour?
He said he went to the shop, came back, and the tent was on fire. But that's what I'm saying, like someone could pick the tent up, chuck it in the river, you know, when I'm in the tent. And I put a padlock on it as well, you know, so no one can get in. And when I leave, I put the padlock on so no one can get into the tent when I've left. Someone could pick the tent up and chuck it in the river, man. But I'm kind of getting over it now, you know, because I've done it now. I've dabbled.
That's some life
So
experience.
it's a bit
that.
chill, man, yeah.
What's it like having a neighbour that's in a tent?
Well, I don't really
It's like a
talk
little
to
community,
them. Yeah,
isn't
I
it?
try and avoid them, yeah. It's like I say, it's like Skid Row, innit?
Basically, it's like
bums.
Skid Row in Nottingham.
Yeah, a woman's there, she's got a tent. She said, oh, she missed a month of the mortgage, so they kicked her out. You know, a little woman and that,
But that's an idea, that. And we keep talking about Thailand and all these places. I think going to Skid Row would be quite... Would you have the balls to walk around Skid Row?
What do you mean by balls?
Like, because it's dangerous, isn't it?
Why would my balls be questioned? Oh, you mean because it's in LA,
Yeah,
near Compton, Inglewood.
the streets.
Yes. I don't know. I'd do it, innit? I'd do it. I just got to go for it. You know, at this point, I'm in my 40s. Yeah? They say life begins at 40. I started my 40s in a tent. But I still got the bed sit.
How big is this tent, by the way?
It's only like a one-person tent, so like my head is at the end of the tent.
Like
Kind of crammed in like a sardine.
Oh, shit.
But that's up to me, though. I could buy a bigger tent and have more room. It's just there to do, man.
What if you pulled...
I could do a stream and say, oh, can you like buy me a big tent and just send me money? So when you're saying, oh, it's like you're homeless and it's desperate times, this is fun for me. Have a drink, have a smoke in the tent.
No gas,
There's loads of people.
electricity bills to pay.
Yeah, none of that. No rent, council tax.
That's the ultimate dream, isn't it? What do you do if you pulled someone? Like if you had a date, would you bring her back to the tent?
Well, that's the thing, it's a bit dirty, innit? There's no showers in the tent, so for like 2 days I kind of stunk.
What about the
You know, until I got my shit together. Can I use the river? No. No.
Does it bring back any bad memories with with your uncle that you talked about a lot throughout the years?
Yeah, I was a kid, man. It's over.
Yeah, and I think you've had a couple of jobs as well in that time.
Yeah.
What jobs have you been doing?
I was at Sainsbury's,
No way.
stacking shelves.
Okay.
Putting cabbages on top of other cabbages, shelf stacking. But I was losing weight, making a bit of money. I was in knots. I was having a good time, on my days off and that. But the manager was a bit of a cunt, you know what I mean? So I had to tip everything on the floor, man. I got sacked, but
Why is
good
it?
while it lasted.
Why is it always the manager's or somebody else's fault?
But that's what I'm saying, this is what, because some people, they can't be told. It's like when Dominic Ingle used to message me, in the evening, saying, Jim, 6:45, do not miss. You know what I mean? Basically giving me my morning time. But the way that he worded it, Jim, 6:45, do not miss. Yeah, don't be late. And I used to think, does he send Kel Brook those kind of messages, saying, don't be late. Yeah, some people, they're not really cut out for having a boss.
So what did you get sacked for? What did you do?
I didn't turn up for 2 days because he wasn't sticking to the contract, giving me my 45-minute break. So I just kind of took a couple of days off. But then I regretted it because I basically quit like I did in Dudley. When I walked out the ring, I basically quit the job. Then I started thinking about Dudley and walking out the ring. My brother was having a go at me, because I did that. He's like saying, oh, you kind of disgraced yourself.
You got on TalkSport for it.
TalkSport, Daily Mail.
And for a fact, if you knocked him out in the first round, it would have made no news.
Well, the second fight after that, I knocked the guy out, didn't I? No coverage.
Yeah, won the title.
Nothing.
Where's the belt?
Yeah, it's behind the couch in the bedsit, gathering dust.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too gimmicky for me. I'm not into that misfits and all that silly stuff. It's not for me. I want another fight, but not like a joke thing.
We need to try and get you a fight on Misfits. So that job at Sainsbury's, you obviously lost it. What was the conversation like when he rang you up and said you sacked?
No, he didn't ring me up. He just called me into a meeting. And that was it, terminated.
What?
So then I walked out and just started just tipping things all over the place. Cabbages, melons, mangoes, whatever I could, you know, get hold of while I was walking out. And he started like calling out to the black security guard, you know, to try and get rid of me and that, and try and restore order. But you can't do nothing.
So you spat your dummy out and start chucking stuff off the shelves.
Yeah, of course it's embarrassing, isn't it? But it's the heat of the moment. Like I said, I was losing weight in the job, you know what I mean? I was getting chatting to the people there and I was kind of forming like connections, but yeah, F him.
Sacked from Sainsbury's. I'm not sure where.
It's not worrying at all for me. Yeah. It's not worrying because I could just leave Sainsbury's and then just do that and just talk my BS. Make a few videos here and there, you know what I mean? It's easy.
You give the uniform back?
No, I still got the Sainsbury's, you know, jumper and that.
Do you still wear it?
No, I used to wear a coat over it because I didn't want anyone to know that I worked in Sainsbury's. You know, when I used to walk in the job centre as well, I put my head down because I didn't want people to see me walking into the job centre. Or standing at bus stops. You know what it is, yeah? You see, when I was like unbeaten in boxing, I used to like spar with little kids in the Ingle gym and they'd throw punches to me. You know, like Samo Mason, or throw punches at me. You know, like Samo Mason, and I like move around. We all used to do that. But then these kids like grow up and they become young men. And I become a bit of an old man in boxing. You know what I mean? So then they become adults, make their money, whatever. Then they're driving past me, stood at a bus stop. I had to put my head down. Because I was unbeaten, you know, when they were kids trying to hit me and they couldn't. So the tables kind of turned a bit. They grew up, got the car, drive past me at the bus stop. Like Johnny Nelson see me stood at a bus stop. And he stopped, you know, and gave me a lift. And this was years ago.
Circle of life.
I'm on the road. I'm on the road, man.
Road man.
You like my little car, yeah?
I like your car. So you're driving today?
Yeah, you like my parallel parking?
Nice. That was very good parking. I was worried if you were sober or not, to be honest.
I was drink drive, bro. I had to like walk past my car the other day drunk, you know, to go to the shop to get some tea bags. It was tempting to get in the car and drive, but those drink driving endorsements stay on your license for 11 years. One of them's come off already. One's got 2 years until it comes off. And then my record, my license will be kind of clean. So
it shows that you've
learned. Lorry driver or whatever. Go on the road.
It shows that you've learned from your mistakes.
Yes.
So Tyan Booth has evolved. Any other jobs after Sainsbury's? Have you had another job or you just been chilling?
Yeah, chilling. Got a job at a casino in Nottingham. That starts in about 4 days. And I'm looking forward to that. Because this place here it's nice and calm, innit? But you know, sometimes you want a bit of action. A few women, a bit of alcohol. Obviously you don't drink, but it's just a different vibe. So, you know, sitting on the reception, like talking to people. Carl Froch goes to casinos in Nottingham. So he might turn up to this one, you know, and I'm on reception with my little fake smile and that, trying to be all corporate.
So what have you got to do?
I've got to go on an administration course, you know, to try and learn the skills to make sure I don't F this job up as well.
So what's your job role? So when they walk into the reception and what have you got to say? How you got to greet them?
Put on a little fake smile so you sign in. Hello and all that. That's what I mean. It's a bit of a transformation, isn't it? I've got to go corporate and get a job on DAZN.
It's everything you don't do.
Yeah.
People, you're not a people person.
No, I've been mingling. I had a pint with someone I went to primary school with the other day, you know, being back in Nottingham in the tent. That's what I'm saying. And this guy's made money. So, you know, connecting with people like that and having a chat, it's beneficial.
It's good to see that you've evolved and you
know what it is, yeah? You know, when I was in Sheffield, well, I didn't really want to talk to anybody, like the neighbours, and I didn't want to make friends, you know, and I end up fucking staying there. So I got family in Nottingham that I ain't really seen properly.
Okay.
So I need to like rebuild, you know, connections with them because I was in Sheffield for 20 years.
How's the relationship with your mum? Because that's always up and down, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it's no good. I went round to see her, but she told me to get out. So I had to get out of there. And she shut the door as I left and like locked it quickly. You know, like did that deliberately, like locked it, you know, so I'd know. But yeah, man.
I thought she might.
I got to push on, you know what I mean? I've got to push on and have my own little family.
About your brother?
Yeah. Yeah, he's all right.
Is he still watching the content? And
he's all right. Well, he don't like me talking about my mum, innit? Because it's his mum as well. So me kind of dissing her and that. He's not really feeling it. So.
Jermaine Pennant, another infamous relative.
Yeah, he was a Premiership footballer. I was proud of him. You know, like when he got signed by Arsenal when he was 15 for £2 million. And he was in the local Nottingham paper. You know, like a little celebrity. So I thought, let me try and do that in boxing. Obviously, it didn't work. He went to Liverpool, went to this place, banged this woman from Hollyoaks, Mercedes. And I was just tugging away.
Not been in contact with him?
No.
No.
He ran me over, you know. You know, when he was drink driving.
I've heard about this,
Yeah, we were both in this club in Nottingham, not together, but seen him in the club. I was on my bike. I rode my bike to the club, rode my bike home from the club. He's drink driving home. And he like clipped the back of my wheel. You know, when I was trying to do that, clipped the back of the wheel and I just, yeah, I was unconscious and I got up and I had a big sort of swelling. My back wheel was like, well, it won't roll. And I had to let's push it
And
back to base.
He didn't blackmail him for any money or anything
Yeah,
like that?
that's what I'm looking back in hindsight, I would have probably put in a claim.
Could you do it now?
Yeah, that is 25 years ago, isn't it?
Yeah, you screwed with that one. In the last time we spoke, we was talking about the Eubank Junior Benn prediction. You obviously seen the fight. Did the right man win?
Yeah, Eubank deserved to win that. And it was a decent fight. I did pay for it. But as far as the rematch, I don't know why they were talking about the rematch because there's no demand for the rematch, is there? Apart from like Eddie Hearn, who wants to get his cut, the fighters, whatever. But the public, there was no demand. There was no knockdowns, was there? There was no knockouts. And that's a big part of boxing, isn't it?
But both of them make the most amount of money fighting each other.
Yeah, but what are you talking about? Money, or are you talking about, do I want to see the rematch?
Money.
I don't want to see the rematch. And have you heard a lot of people saying, oh, I can't wait for this rematch?
But it doesn't matter to them, does it? They're still getting paid.
Well, you're asking me, I'm not getting paid. So you're asking me what I think of the rematch. I don't want to say, I'm not bothered about it.
Is that because you're still gutted about the 2,000 you got to fight Eubank and he's getting paid millions?
Yeah, that's a poxy amount, isn't it? You know, getting $3,000 to box Chris Eubank Jr. on Channel 5. Pay my trainer manager. I got $2,000 left. Stepped in at 4 days notice. Mick Hennessy show, Channel 5. Tyson Fury sat there ringside. Not like it's a big deal or anything, but
do you sometimes
I got poxy $2,000.
Do you sometimes think if you beat Eubank Jr. that day, it might have been Tyan Booth versus Conor Benn at Tottenham Stadium?
No, because your interview with Dominic Ingle, what was you talking about, that Anthony Ogogo?
Yeah.
He got beat by that guy called Craig Summit.
Yeah.
Who trained at the Ingle gym. I used to spar with him. Like, what's he done since? You know, after beating Anthony Ogogo, the guy sponsored by Subway, you know, on the billboards and all that. Where did his career go after that? Craig.
Really true. And
Well, it could have took off.
It could have took off. Could have seen. Imagine you at Tottenham Stadium.
Yeah.
Imagine the ring walk.
Well, the ring walk in Dudley, you played DMX. But I don't feel it. I like DMX, but it's just, it was too like gimmicky and that. He was trying to get me to go up to the MC and have a go at him and that, you know, put it on him.
Yeah, that MC.
Because he was cheering when I walked out the ring against the black guy. So the second fight, he was trying to get me to go up to him and try and get a bit of funny content and that, but it's a bit too manufactured.
I wonder what's happened to him, the guy that you walked out to the ring against. He was talking about becoming a pro.
Yeah.
I wonder if he ever fought again.
Yeah, he turned pro. I'd like to box him again.
He's
a pro.
Is he a pro?
So I'd have to get some kind of dodgy license, or I could go to the British Boxing Board of Control, because Howard Foster's been messaging me.
Has he?
You know, the referee.
What's he saying?
You know, acting all nice and friendly, saying he likes my videos and that. British Boxing Board of Control, Howard Foster.
Nice guy,
Stopping
Howard.
George Groves prematurely. Yeah? Would you say that was a premature stoppage against Froch?
You can argue both ways, but probably, yeah.
Yeah, what do you think of Froch?
What do I think of Carl
Yeah.
Froch?
I seen him trying to pull Amir Khan away from you, you know, because he wanted him on his channel. Froch on fighting.
Yeah, he's smashing it, isn't he? Smashing the game.
So what, he doesn't do interviews with people?
No,
Unless he's getting paid for it.
Yeah, he only does interviews on his own platform. Talking of money, was on about Liam Cameron recently. I was talking to him about money, and he was kind of saying how money doesn't really, even though he's got it all, it doesn't ultimately give him happiness.
Of course it does. You hear him talking about how happy he was when he bought that house and renovating it and all that and doing it up, and his kids having something long term, you know what I mean? As long as they handle it right, pay the tax or whatever. They got a house. Same with Dave Allen with his detached house. You see me in the bedsit, yeah? Like there was always there was like a criminal house next door. So they were always like messing around, you know, making loads of noise when they can't get hold of their drugs. So I could hear all that, you know, through the wall, the little thin wall in the bedsit. So I couldn't even bring women round, you know, and smash them. Because I won't want my neighbours to hear me banging away. You know, the Muslim couple that have moved in below me. So Dave Allen with his detached house, I'm sure he's enjoying it and he's en suite. Liam Cameron with his new house, I'm sure he's loving it and I'm sure it is making him happy.
Talking to Dave Allen.
No, that's what I mean though. Like, you want to move on to Dave Allen, but like, you know, money, like it's important, innit? You know, my mum, like, she's religious and she's kind of like that. Like, money's not going to get you into heaven and all that. So then when I grow up, like listening to that as a kid, when I'm an adult and I got bills and all that, financial responsibilities, and I've just been listening to someone say, oh, money, don't worry about it. Money doesn't make you happy. You can't get into heaven with it and all this. Jesus Christ, this and that, doesn't care about money. Of course, money's important.
Oh,
How's Dominic doing?
He's smashing it with his
Has he
books.
got money?
Have you got one of his? Have you bought one of his books?
Nah, the cookbooks.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was telling me like what to eat for years, so I kind of know it. Porridge.
You could just make your own. You should do a Tyan Booth book on food.
Yeah, there's so much there.
Cheese and beans.
Even just eating a piece of chicken and just recording it, just a food review.
There you go.
Easy. So I'm not stressing. You're acting like it's bad times. I'm in the tent. Well, that's my choice.
You're looking well, man. The first thing I thought when I saw you is you're looking well, like you're training and you're looking fit. You had a bit of a tan.
Yeah, I did some sparring.
Fresh fade.
Oh, you're taking a piss out my fade?
No, you got a fresh fade.
I owe the barber money for this, you know.
Oh, did you walk out?
I said, I'll be back in a minute. Let's go cash machine, yeah? 2 weeks ago.
You fell for it again.
Yeah, I owe 2 barbers money in Sheffield.
Is that what you do? You just go in and get a haircut and just say, just go cash machine?
No, I don't normally do it in it, but it's one of those things, man. If you don't accept card, people haven't always got cash. And sometimes the cash machines don't work. You have to go to another. It's too much messing about. So I'll pay them back when I'm on it.
When you start
when
casino job?
No, I could pay them, but it's only £10 for a trim.
What about how would you feel if he was fighting a man and there's videos of him wrestling bears? This is like Dave Allen's opponent. There's videos of his opponent wrestling bears.
Oh, like Khabib, like wrestling bears and that. Yeah, that what's he called, Machimov?
Yeah.
His eyebrows are gold there. Like, is that real? Are his eyebrows like actually like that? Where he like stick up? Like Mike Tyson used to have eyebrows like that. But yeah, what about him? He's fighting Dave Allen, yeah? Dave Allen chose him because he feared him the most. So he chose him out of all the others. But then he said that he chose Lenroy Thomas or something. Or that guy, what's that guy called? That Crip. The black guy, big muscle.
Oh yeah, I can't think of his name now, but yeah, I know you're about, yeah.
Chris Lovejoy.
Lovejoy, that's the one.
Comes Dave Allen so like obsessed with fighting him?
I don't know.
Yeah, he mentions him a few times.
He's got a good record on paper. Christopher Lovejoy.
I see him in like YouTube videos, you know, talking about the violence between the Crips and the Bloods and all this, and I'm thinking, why is he talking about? Why is he fighting Dave Allen? Like, why was there talks of him fighting Dave Allen?
I think Eddie's refused it either way, so it's going to be Makhmudov in Sheffield in October. And then we've got also recently, we've seen a boxer have lost a Sky contract. They're going over to the BBC, and the last time they had boxing was Audley Harrison, I think. What do you make of that, boxing on the BBC?
It's like what? Like Eddie Earn. Eddie Earn was asked about it, you know, Ben Schlong going to BBC iPlayer. And Eddie Earn was like, yeah, a few promoters have done it in the past. Dennis Hobson, Chris Sanager, you know, like mentioning people who aren't really on the scene anymore, you know, deliberately. Like, this Ben Schlong's going to end up like them.
What do you think?
Off the scene. Well, I don't watch BBC iPlayer. Like, I used to watch EastEnders repeats on it, but I don't really bother with it. But it was like ITV4, innit, with like James DeGale back in the day. So I don't know, but where's that now though?
Well, the latest thing is it's going to be BBC Two. Is that
BBC
better?
Two, yeah. Do people watch the? Do you watch BBC Two?
You watch EastEnders, don't you? It's on BBC One.
Yeah.
Would you, if
I don't watch it anymore.
EastEnders advertise or boxing's on straight after this, would you watch it?
Yeah, that's what it is, isn't it?
And then the other big story we saw recently, and I think I'm interested to get your opinion on this. We saw Daniel Dubois have a bit of a gathering, stroke party. He had it before the AJ fight, and they did the same thing for this fight. Before we ask about your opinion about that, I was thinking the only person I can imagine having a party before a fight is probably you.
Yeah, well, I was kind of drinking and smoking up to the Dudley fight, probably a few days before. But when I was actually boxing, early on, I was on it. You know, living the life and that. But as time went by, I just thought, forget this. Like, I'm having more fights fall through than fights I'm having. Do you know what I mean? I'm trying to like work in between training, you know, trying to find a job in between the train. Because the best time to train at the Ingle gym over the years was like 7 a.m. and 4 p.m. That's where the main sparring partners were, 4 p.m. Johnny Nelson, you know, Kell and all them guys. Yeah, so I had to try and find a job in between and try and get time off at the last minute because my manager's ringing me saying, oh, I got your fight in 2 days in Wales. So I had to pack my job in, you know, Superdrug and that, pizza. So it was kind of hard to just like, you know what I mean? And I couldn't be around my family because they're all smoking bud. So I had to F them off over the years. So I just thought, forget boxing. So I went out drinking and partying, banging. And Dominic Ingle knew about it. So he stopped taking me on the pads. You know, because he knows I wasn't living the life. He checked the WhatsApp times. Oh, he was up till 2 a.m. was you last night? Doing what? So kind of filtered out the time wasters.
You can't blame him for that, can you?
Nah, because he don't have to put up with them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because his dad put up with all the strays and all of this and that. Built up the gym, the reputation. Now Dominic could make money, you know, from the reputation of the gym over the years and sell his cookbooks.
But what if you was doing a party before a fight? Describe your ideal party. What would be going off? How many people?
But he didn't know any of those people. And one of those people, that the main guy who stood next to me, started slagging him off already. He's already switched on Dubois on TikTok.
Who's that?
You know, the fake DMX looking guy who stood next to Dubois. He posted that video on his TikTok, you know, to get his little moment. And someone commented saying, oh, your boy Dubois, he's a quitter, he hasn't got any heart. And that little fake DMX said, yeah, I agree.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and people was like replying and saying, I thought he was his boy, he was at his house dancing with him and all that. Like he's switching up. But you could tell it wasn't real.
What do you think?
Because it's like they weren't even having a good time. They were just stood there like, I don't know.
What do you think of the whole quitting thing? Does it really matter? I asked a few people this, like, do fighters really owe it to the fans about, you know, whether they take a knee, whether they refuse to continue? Who should you owe your life to?
Yeah, but they're paying, aren't they? They're the paying public. So they're your bosses in a way. So if they're saying to you, don't quit, then don't quit, get up. Like I said, if I went to a shop to buy a Mars bar and I got back home and it was a Snicker, I didn't get what I paid for, did I? So these people are paying money or traveling, accommodation, you know, and all that stuff to see him fight, and he's like not getting up. And he waited for the ref to wave it off and then he got up. So he quit again, didn't he?
What about the cult fans, that all 7 of them that turned up to Dudley to watch you walk out?
Yeah, but that's gimmicky though, isn't it?
But they still paid, they paid to get there.
There's like 2 people there, weren't there? And we went to a strip club after, so he got his money's worth.
I suppose that's fair dues, isn't it? And then the other big thing was we saw Hamzah Sheeraz. He got hammered in the pre-fight build-up against Berlanga. What did you make of his win and the way he's doing?
I'm still thinking about the Carlos Adames fight. I know he had a good win against Berlanga. You're saying he stepped up in weight, he's more comfortable and this and that, but I'm still kind of thinking about the injury excuse in the fight with Carlos Adames. What do you think of that? Was it his left hand or right hand that was injured?
I don't know, but the weight was an issue as well.
Okay, so say if it was his left hand that was injured and he couldn't jab and use his reach, Fish Eyes was like telling him to throw the uppercut anyway. So why couldn't he throw his good hand and uppercut? Or if it was his right hand that was damaged, he could have used the jab, you know, because he had that long reach advantage. So which hand was it? This is what I mean. Was he really injured? Could
being weight drained make a difference to how you perform as well?
Yeah, of course, because even like when he stepped up in weight, he still looks like a lot bigger than the guy. So even now, it can't really be that easy, can it? Like to just make weight. Still probably struggling a bit because he's quite tall, isn't he?
So recently, Azim
I was always the tall guy.
Yeah, he was.
And it kind of worked when I was on it.
He's about your height as well.
So I could just like move. Like I say, Brendan used to get little kids who were that big hitting me to the head, and I'm that tall. So obviously I'm like leaning back, you know, to make a miss. And that's why I think a lot of the Ingle gym fighters, they've got their chin up in the ear, you know, because they're so used to like having kids like throwing punches to them and they're like moving their head backwards like that, and they're body sparring. So when I'm body sparring in the Ingle gym, yeah, you know, if my chin's down, good chance I'll get clipped on it. You know, when I used to spar, my chin would be up. Yeah, I won't really get caught on the chin.
You're getting very technical now, mate. This feels like a proper boxing podcast now. The other thing I was going to talk to you about is we saw recently Azim he's got married at 22 years old, which is quite young in this day and age. But, you know, I spoke to Dom about it. He said it's, you know, his dad always pushed about stability and getting married young. It's good for you, keeps you on the straight and narrow. What would you make of it?
But that's what I'm saying. When I was living like that, when I was pretty much married with a woman, living in one of John Ingle's houses in Sheffield, just up the road from the gym, just up the road from Naz's old shop. When I was stable, I was winning fights. I'd be in bed at 9:30 at night, you know, with a woman, watching EastEnders with a cup of tea in bed. Wouldn't be out getting pissed and messing around with the women. Yeah, so, and I was unbeaten back there, I was doing well, but when that ended, like the boxing kind of ended. We're talking about Azim being married.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I seen the interview when you was asking him, but it's kind of like personal, isn't it? You know, his wife, you know, in that community. You know, Muslims, they don't really want to be talking about their wives, do they? And having them out there like that, so.
He posted it. He's posted
Oh,
it.
he posted it, so you're just responding to
yeah,
it.
Yeah, so he posted it online.
Didn't know something got leaked.
No. He posted it himself online.
Oh. But that's not normal, is it? Like, you want to keep it, to yourself? Well, it's up to him.
Yeah.
But if people are gonna start talking to him about his wife and critiquing her, he's put her out there, hasn't he? So, same with Amir Khan's wife, Farrell. So, he put her out there then, but she was already out there. She loves Hollywood and all that. You know, like Froch's wife. So, you know, these reality TV programs and all that, so.
So I think we'll go back to Tyan Booth. So Tyan, what's the next? What's next for you? What are you thinking? What do you want to do?
That's what I mean. Just things happen all the time. Like I told you, this woman's asked me to be her carer. She's given me a car to like drive her around in. You know, give her little days out, little day trips, because she's meant to.
Is it somebody that you've seen?
Nah, she watches my videos.
Okay.
And she just started messaging me online and that.
So you're a carer for one of your fans?
Eubank. Yeah.
How do you end up becoming a carer for one of your fans? How does that work?
Because obviously she started messaging me saying, yeah, I like your videos, I watch your fight with Eubank, get chatting. Then I ended up at her house, drinking, smoking, chatting, listening to rap music.
Did he make the move on you?
Nah, it's not that kind of vibe, you know.
Okay.
But eventually she asked me to like drive her around, you know, in a car.
She's
given to me. So all I have to do is put a bit of petrol in there and there. And she's covered the tax, insurance, MOT.
Did she pay you as well?
So it's a good little setup, yeah. See what I'm saying?
It's a nice little gig.
That's what I mean. Her money could pay for accommodation or a bigger tent. So me being in the little tent, you know, like squashed in like a sardine and that's my choice. I'm not worrying about it.
Tent upgrade, that's the goal, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all right
like
for
a 2-bed tent.
I got some insect killer as well. So any little insect that comes in just gets blasted up. But then I'm in the tent, you know, with all that gas. So then I'm breathing. But I feel all right, you know.
That's mad that. I feel like we should make we could probably make a whole series of you living in a tent. I think that'd be unique in itself.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. They was asking me to go live in the tent. So there's like demand. Demand.
Do you want any more Pakistani tea?
Yeah.
There's still some here.
Yeah, thanks for that. That's it.
Pakistani tea.
Yeah. So how are you getting on? How's the channel?
Channel's doing well,
Still
mate.
got your haters like saying that you've been buying subs.
Yep, the full 1,080,000 that we've just hit, all fake. All the brand deals, everything's fake according to some people.
Yeah.
But we're doing well. We're doing very, very well. And how many sugars do you have in your tea?
1 sugar.
Wow, the last time I met you, I'm sure it was like 5 or 6.
Yeah, no, 1 sugar in this small cup of This little glass, but at home, like 3 sugars.
Okay.
Yeah, but I've got like 28,000 subs, yeah, and I don't get 28,000 views a video.
It's a good point that. If you look at most of the channels, you could have, there's channels out there with 2 million subscribers. Does that mean you're going to get 2 million views on every video? That's what you'd think.
Or like Fight Hype. They got a few mil, aren't they? But they don't get that many views.
It's just that's how YouTube works. YouTube doesn't send your videos to every single subscriber. If they did that, everyone would be a millionaire. But
yeah, but see, that's the thing about me. I don't even really like check out their, you know, analytics like that. I'm more about the art, you know, you know what I mean? The stories, the little fake BMX guy, you know, people like that. You know, exposing him and getting his little minute.
I didn't even know that.
Switching on Dubois like that.
I'm gonna have to see that video. I didn't know you commented that on there. Because he's in that party, he's invited to their house as a guest. And he's one of 60, 70 people that they said that was invited to the house. So for him to get invited and then slag him off like that, that's a proper bitch move, that, isn't it?
But that's gonna drain you though, you know, being around like people, you know, these people in this shisha lounge, you know, if they came over and start chatting and putting on a fake smile and you're getting involved in the conversation and all that drains your energy, don't it?
It is. Shout out Dubai Nights again. Sick lounge in Sheffield. If you want a shisha pipe in a nice quiet spot, they're going to sponsor Time Booth apparently.
Yeah, but that's what I mean, like, you know, Liam Cameron getting that 100 grand for doing like 10 rounds instead of 12. What, he wasn't happy with that money, no? That didn't make him happy.
I think he was basically saying that it didn't make him, like the happiness he thought he'd get from it, it wasn't that.
Yeah, but like, Mayweather's not going to be happy all the time, is he? When his uncle Roger died, he wouldn't have been happy, would he? When the mother of his kids died, he wouldn't have been happy. So you're never going to be happy. But obviously money helps, don't it?
Like he's not seen, like, you know, see people talk about Muhammad Ali as not just as a boxer, but as a person outside the ring. He's not seen like that, is he?
Oh, like a man of the people and all that. Yeah. So what are you saying about Ali? You like him, yeah?
I like most legends.
So Mayweather's like trying to push some kind of, you know what I mean? And you're not into it.
No, man, I'm all for humanity, mate.
Yeah, but you might have to do
You've seen Gary
it.
Lineker
But you might have to do it because they might have something. They might have footage on him. They might have seen him doing something dodgy. He's probably been you know what I mean? They probably put him in a position. He's probably been to the P. Diddy parties. Yeah,
you never
like
know.
Devin Haney and them guys.
Well, look at what's his name? We were just talking about.
They're probably blackmailing him, so he's got to go along with whatever they say.
It's definitely an interesting one, mate. It's but I think it's always good to talk about subjects outside boxing. It just keeps it different, doesn't it? Because it's in the news and people are talking about it. What else is in the news recently? I was trying to think. What's big in the news these days? I'm trying to think. Let me just go on BBC News and see. Do you read the news? Are you a big follower of the news and what goes on?
No, I just focus on what I'm doing. Like I say, get a job, you know, like make sure the tent's all right. Get back on the road.
What do you think of Itauma, Dillian, Whyte next week?
Yeah, I want Dillian to win because I met him a few times. Good vibe. He's the underdog, so I was always the underdog. Yeah, he's the underdog. Moses Itauma aren't really beating anybody, has he? He's getting a lot of hype, yeah, but don't forget I was in a gym, you know, full of like fighters who were supposed to be the next Nas and all this, and they do nothing. So I've heard it, you know, seen the talent, not really go anywhere, a bit like myself. So yeah, it's only when you see him in the proper, that's what I'm saying, I want to see him against Usyk now, Itauma. Even if he gets beat, you know, I want to see if he does like if he gives a better account of himself, you know, than Dubois and Joshua and Fury.
Let's see.
People say, oh, it's too early for Moses. You know, it might end him, might finish him, but what's that got to do with me? Me being a spectator, I want to see it now. When they're talking about Dalton Smith and Adam Azim, wait 5-6 years, it'll be bigger. But in 5-6 years, there might be another couple of little prospects that we can see fight. Just fight then, innit? I ain't got time to wait around for 6 years for Dalton Smith. You know what I mean? To fight Adam Azim.
Let's see what happens. But before we wrap it up, is there anything you want to get off your chest?
No, it's what it is, isn't it? When you kind of start, people say, oh, I want to thank my sponsors and all that. Like, nah, just
You want to thank Sainsbury's?
say, nah, F them. You know, the manager, I wanted to box him up, you know. You know, for speaking to me like I'm a kid. And I had to like nod my head, yeah, you know, like that. I was like, nah, forget this. I need to get back on this YouTube.
Time booth back on
I
the
streamed for about 9 hours one time, made about 1,400. It's not too bad, is it? For like a shift.
That's
A
decent.
drunken shift as well, just chatting BS. So, it's there, man.
It's there. Let's see what happens.
Where are we
but
going to go next in Thailand, like some lady boys or something?
Thailand, Skid Row, Mother Rock, Pakistan still in there.
Nah, yeah, you know I'm not into that idea.
Yeah, I think it'd be quite funny wherever we go. But if again, just a reminder, season 2 is going to be out this Sunday. Get watching. That's just as Tyan spills the Pakistani tea all over the nice sofas. Brand new sofas these are as well in here. So yeah, make sure you're tuned in. It'll be out for the members, and non-members will get it. We don't know when, but they'll get it at some point. But if you want to watch it early, sign up to the £2.99 a month membership, and then that's it really. We'll wrap it up.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up, yeah. Thanks for tuning in and all that, yeah.
Respect isn't given, it's earned. In blood.
Undisputed, the Mexican Monster Pack out now.